I am smelling a poopy. Emerson, don't you dare. Don't you dare. See? That's God telling you no. How dare you? Okay. I'm going to sit like this. I love my kids. It is their 22nd month. Graydon, come over here. It's their 22nd month being alive. One thing about kids is they are beautiful, they are smart, they are hilarious. They are also really gross. I don't know if you can see this. My daughter has a massive booger. Oh God, here we go. Don't fight. Don't fight. Don't fight. Don't knock the camera over. Please don't pick up the camera. One of my favorite things to do when they were really little was pick their noses. But now it's a little bit harder, and you want to get up there and get that giant booger you see. But what you gotta do is honk it and then pull. Graydon, he usually does it in the car. I'll see the giant pool of snot come out in the rearview mirror, but then when I stop the car to wipe his nose, it's all gone. And some of that winds up on his sleeve, and some of it winds up in his mouth. Let it go. Come here. Come here. So this is the bathroom that we usually give them their baths in. They love taking baths. We've talked about it in the past. So one day I was alone. I think my wife was shopping or something. I wiped Graydon off, took him out of the bathtub, let him run free while he was dried off. And sometimes he gets really constipated. So starting in the bathroom, and I was busy dealing with the girl, he ran all the way down here while pooping. And there was a trail of poop, and he stopped about here. And I guess the poop just kind of got backed up and kind of just exploded all over his legs. So I turned around, I had just pulled the girl out, and he was crying. And I see him, he's covered in poop, his bottom, and then my eyes pan down and just see the giant trail of poop. So, while dealing with one wet girl, we also had to pick up his poop before he stepped in it anymore, and also clean his legs off. So it was a lot of poop to manage, and a lot of wet babies to manage. All right, so coming down here, this used to be where the rockers were, and one thing about these kids growing up is he probably threw up about 60% of whatever he ate, and she probably threw up maybe 35 to 40%. And luckily, despite them throwing up, it wasn't that bad for cleaning because we had a dog who would immediately eat whatever they threw up. He's gotten a little bit pickier since, but Spencer had a good 6 months as they were drinking milk, and he got some pre-warmed baby birded milk that he just had to lick up off the floor. And that was a pretty gross thing that we dealt with all the time, but luckily Spencer was here to help us manage. And she is getting in my drawer. Emmy, I don't want you in there. All right, so before we did baths every day, before we did baths every day, we would take showers with the kids, and this is our dirty shower here. And then while you're waiting for them to dry off, Graydon was dried off and put out here while his mom and I think it was his mom got dried off herself, and just like last time, he took he had a little poopy that hit the ground, and then my wife got out of the shower and said, "Graydon, get away from it," and he picked it up and he ate it, and my wife just flipped out, which it's very gross to see someone eating their own poop. And Graydon took a piece out of his mouth and then handed it to her as if to share what he was doing, much like his sister just shared his eye drops with me. So here's my boy sitting on the changing table, fresh diaper, so you're not seeing anything. One thing he loves to do is when I am changing him, and especially when he has a poopy, he loves to get his hand down there as quick as possible to try to get part of it. and I have to catch him because his next stop after he gets his hand down there is to try to touch his face and his eye. Last year, about October, him and I both had a huge pink eye issue. I think he handled it better than I did.